Hello and good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of Metaverse Masterminds. Today is the 22nd of September 2023. Welcome, everybody, to the show. Hope you're all keeping well. I'd like to introduce you all to the panel this evening. It looks like we've got a super stoked evening this evening. Absolutely wonderful. Let's see who we've got in this evening. Okay, you've got General Kev hosting the show this evening with the delightful Private Buddykins, who's always working hard behind the scenes, monitoring the chat group, answering any questions that members have got, and don't be afraid to ask your questions in the chat group. We've also got again our delightful Winnie Skibbs, Private Skibbs. How are you doing, Winnie? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're coming through really well, Winnie. Have you had a good week?
Yes, I think so. It seems to have gone quite quickly. Yeah.
It has indeed. It has indeed. And there's been plenty happening in the background as well. We've also got Sergeant Meng's presence this week. That's wonderful. Can you hear us, Meng?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
We can, sir. We can't actually see you in the audience at the side. It's maybe because you've not got your video on, but that's absolutely fine. How are you doing, Meng?
I'm doing good. Apologize ahead of time. There's a thunderstorm coming through, and I got satellite internet, so I may end up. I might get dropped off every now and then.
Blow it the other way, sir. Blow it the other way. We don't want to come in over here. We've got a show to run. Okay, sir, it's good to have you this week. And I'll also like to introduce later on, we've got a special guest coming on board. One of our Star-Lord pioneers is going to join us in the studio to talk about his planet. Okay. So without further ado, let's get on. I'll give you a quick overrun of what we're going to go over this evening, and we'll start the show off. So welcome to Metaverse Masterminds, episode 4. This evening, we're going to go and do an overview of the first monthly Town Hall Dowversation Zoom call from Dowversal. Now, this is the first ever show that they've done called the Town Hall. So we've got that to speak about, how that went. We've got updates regarding the TFA program, which I'm sure we're all super excited to learn about. We've got that, hopefully, fingers crossed, rolling out on Monday, 25th of September. So we're literally hours away from the launch of the TFA. We'll also be covering a latest tutorial on how to rank up your Dowversal account from novice to expert and elite. And I do believe Winnie knows how to do that as well. I do believe Winnie managed to upgrade her account as well. That's awesome. We'll be speaking about that later in the show, Winnie. We'll also be speaking about the recent Landathon event that saw no less than 3 Superstar Lord pioneers on the final leaderboard. What a wonderful result that was. So we'll be talking about that later in the show too. We'll also be introducing the special guests from the community that wants to talk about their planet and how they want to evolve in the metaverse. So I'm really super stoked that one of our community members is ready to talk with us in the studio. But before we go on, guys, I'd like to just have a few words, give a few words of gratitude. Now, this is something that we've not done in previous episodes, but I feel this is something that's really important to consider, more so because we're virtually on the eve of the TFA program rolling out. And we all know how important that's been and how, we've all been waiting for this event to roll out. And it has been a long, long time. So I want to talk about briefly something that I met. And like I say, I haven't got the full story on this, but it's really crucial that we understand the reason for why I'm saying this. I got news in about an hour before we went live. This is why I've not got the full story. So please, bear with me on this, yeah? when I entered the crypto space a couple of years ago, I used to follow a what I would class as a crypto guru on YouTube. Okay. And this guy is called BitBoy Crypto. Okay. He's very well known. Ben Armstrong, they call him. Now, I used to follow him because he used to give really good analysis on Bitcoin and what was happening in the crypto world, including altcoins, which I do, dabble a little bit in. And for one reason or another, I stopped following him, but I understood that he was doing really well in the crypto space. Okay. Now, the last I heard, he was a multimillionaire. Okay. He's got his own Lamborghini and the lot, the story, a very successful crypto, entrepreneur that's made it in the space. And I tip my hat to anybody that's done that, more so because of the horrendous bear market that we've all suffered over the last couple of years. Okay. Now, this is where the story starts. From this evening, I got news that the guy, unfortunately, is stone broke. He's lost the lot. Okay. Now, I can't comment on the story of how it's come about, but I want to mention this story for a good purpose. Okay. It's basically about the TFA program and the many posts that we see every day about members, saying we've been scammed and, this is nothing but a rug pull and so forth. Okay. When I look at stories like BitBoy Cryptos, I look at the position that we're in. Okay. And yeah, I agree. It's been a long old haul. It's been a very volatile journey. But can I just ask members just to sit and think for a minute or two about what the TFA program really is? Because I've got to be honest, guys, if what I read on all these groups and whatever about being scammed from the previous companies that we were involved with, if any ounce of that was true, we wouldn't be here tonight looking forward to the TFA program. Okay, because there would be nothing there. And this hit me like a ton of bricks, because this guy going from an absolute multi-millionaire, and this happened 2 weeks ago, to absolutely nothing. That's what I call a rug pull, or whatever it is, to get to that stage where there is absolutely no hope whatsoever of getting anything back of what he'd built up in his empire. He's starting again, don't get me wrong. He knows that we're heading into a bull market, so I tip my hat off to him to literally start again with his family. Did he go bit too big too soon? I don't know. That's his business. But I just want to point out the fact that, I tell you what it is, guys. I want to give a big thanks out to every single person that has made it this far. Okay, I think that's the message that I'm trying to get over. Because bear with me, guys. This news only came in an hour ago, and it took me by surprise, because this guy's been going for 2 years. He's very successful. But that just goes to show what the reality of this crypto space is. You can be so high 1 minute and nothing the next. Okay. But is that where we are? No, I don't believe we are. I believe that every single person that's watching this video now, that's involved with this space now, we're nowhere near like what Ben is now. I dread to think what's going through his head, because his life has completely turned upside down. Okay. Literally within I would imagine it was overnight, but this happened 2 weeks ago. Okay, so that's my message, guys. Let's just think a little bit about where we are, what we've got to look forward to, and like I say, a message of gratitude for everything that's coming our way, everything that's been there, and everybody that's been involved with helping others to understand that it's not all over yet. you know, and with the TFA program, I don't believe that it is going to be over. I do believe that we're on the right track now. Okay. So like I say, thanks for, you know, just giving me 5 minutes just to, you know, wish Ben well. Hopefully, you know, he makes it in the next year or two in the bull market. But like I say, you know, we've got to think about these things, guys. We're not that bad off. There's some people out there that's a hell of a lot worse off than we are. Okay. All right, guys, I'm just going to take a quick intermission and then we'll get down to business. Okay. See you in a second.
Metaverse Masterminds, broadcasting live across 5 online platforms: Twitter, Telegram, Discord, Facebook, and YouTube. Join in the lively chat and get your messages posted direct into the studio. Live chat is available from the Bureau of Forefront Facebook page and the Metaverse Masterminds YouTube channel.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the studio. General Kev Barefoot here with Metaverse Masterminds. So we'll go on and we'll have a little bit of an overview of this month's Town Hall Dowversation public meeting presented by Dowversal. Now, me and Meng were given a personal invite to join them to represent the Bureau of Forefront and the community members. Unfortunately, Meng couldn't make it because he's been extremely busy over the last couple of weeks. But I did manage to go, and I had a wonderful conversation with Jonah. Okay, so what is it? It's a monthly Zoom call. The first one was Monday, this Monday just gone, and they're going to have it every 4 weeks. Okay, so that the general public and members and team leaders and so forth get the chance to actually speak to the team leaders. Oh, got cramp in my hand. Have a chat to Jonah and Ash and so forth, and ask some questions direct, okay, on Zoom. So that it was wonderful to get to actually speak to Jonah at last. You know, we do understand that he's been extremely busy, and you know he's got to attend so many meetings. So to actually get that invite in the first place was wonderful, but we do hope that that will be a monthly thing so that we can keep our community up to date with all the latest goings on within the Dowversal Metaverse. Okay, so what did we speak about? Jonah announced the number of plots that members could purchase, which is now live. Okay, but it's only for 1 month, guys. You know, we've got to make sure that all members understand what's going on here. So what does that mean? Winnie, how many plots can we buy now? Are you there, Winnie?
I'm here. Yes.
You are here. Okay.
Yes. So it's 2 stone and 4 bronze and 4 iron. Is that right? 4 iron.
That's absolutely correct. And why do you think they've introduced this, Winnie? Because don't forget, it's only for a month. So we've got to look at this in the reality of the situation. I wonder why they've introduced this. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, one of the reasons is that people were wanting it. So they've listened to people, I suppose, for different reasons. People wanting several plots on the same land, perhaps, or plots on different people's land, and also wanting to increase their staking rewards and speed up the TFA, I suppose. Yeah.
Wonderful answer, Winnie, because this is exactly the reasons why they've did it. Because like we've been saying to our members, you know, the communication between the community members and management now, they are actually fully conversant. They're talking to us, they're listening to our wants and our needs. There's a number of members that want more plots for various reasons. And Winnie, you've just gone through the very reasons that they gave to corporate, and they've delivered. Okay, so they've very graciously given us that month to say, okay, guys, if you want that, you can have it. Okay, now obviously the more land plots we own, the faster the TFA will run. which frees up more assets in order to help us progress in the system. Because like I say, you know, that the progress of Dalversal and the success of Dalversal also reflects on the success of the TFA program as well. So it stands to reason, you know, if there's a certain percentage of the members that understand the importance of this and are willing to take that forward and say, let's get this rolling, guys, let's do what's necessary in order to make this work. I mean, we've had 2 or 3 stabs in the dark at it so far, haven't we? You know, and we're still here, don't get me wrong. It didn't sort of die out completely, but we've struggled. So we don't want to see that again. So absolute wonderful idea. And I'm really pleased that they listen to community members and come up with the results. It's a wonderful thing. So that allows the members the option to now purchase 2 stone, 4 bronze and 4 iron. So Winnie, can I ask, have you taken advantage of this? I did. I bought another stone plot this morning. I haven't got the funds at the moment to purchase any others, but if we've got a month, then who knows? I might have. It's not just for the day or for the week, which is great because anything can happen in a month. Okay, so did you take advantage of this?
Thankfully, well, not yet. Same, you know, funds is the situation, and also I it's like I want to support someone else, and I was thinking, oh, but if I buy another one on my own planet, then I benefit, but also I want to buy some more land on someone else's planet. So I thought I need to think about that and whose planet, because it's probably going to be a stone planet at the moment. So I will do. But
absolutely, I'd love to buy one on everybody's planet to help them along, but we've got to stick to the rules.
The total of that's a total of 10, isn't it? I'm trying to. I've got 2 maths A levels, but it takes me that long to add up. Anyway, 4. That's 10 different planets potentially that we can.
Absolutely. And if Meng's there, can you hear us, Meng? Are you free?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I just wanted to mention what we found out this afternoon, because Meng has got quite a big downline and is generated DU from his stone planets and whatnot, but he didn't think he could use that against the purchase of another stone plot. Is that correct, Meng?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to take the daily earnings from that and then apply it towards another staking.
Okay, can you remember how you did it? Share with the viewers.
You're talking about previously?
Yeah, this afternoon when I said you had to do such and such, and you know, when you've got the funds, you just couldn't find them, could you?
Yeah, just couldn't find it. Not off the top of my head, because I know it was in there.
No, that's fine. I'll go through it. Basically, what it is when you go to the planet that you want to stake your land on, it defaults to your deposit account. Okay. Now, if you know you've got some released DU in your rewards account, you don't see it straight away. You have to click the button at the side that says rewards account, and that you can use as offset against any fresh DU that you put on the system. So like I say, it's great because you can use what's released to go back into the system. So did you manage to work that then, Meng? Did you do it that way?
Not yet. I haven't even tried yet.
Okay.
Been busy.
So it's just one of those hidden features that, you know, it's like what happened with Hyphenation. It's there, it's just finding it. And we'll obviously come across other aspects of the platform like this, where we know it's there, we've just got to find it. Okay, moving on then. Jonah then went on to announce the upcoming launch of MySpace, which will be in the next quarter. So that's within the next 2 or 3 months. Now, Winnie, do you know much about MySpace? Would you like to talk about it? I've got a few notes, but if you'd like to talk about it, you're more than willing to do it.
I don't know much about it actually, but I'm curious, and it's got me thinking about wondering how it will work and whether it will be different from group text chat and video chat, because I've been thinking about how people communicate online, which is great,
Yeah,
but it's also, it can be kind of weird, can't it? And it can be a bit fractured, and people can talk over each other, and there's a delay. And so I thought, I wonder how that's going to happen, whether that's going to be different.
Yeah, I had to go over the video a couple of times because obviously when you're talking live with Jonah, you're excited about what's happening, you're excited about what you're hearing, but you're not actually taking full note of what's happened. So I went over the video a couple of times, and basically it's open. It'll be launched within the next 2 or 3 months. There is a free version for all members. And within that free version, you can host up to 15 people for approximately 45 minutes with Zoom calls or video calls, meetings, gatherings. If you want to watch a video together and things like that, you get 45 minutes grace. It's similar to Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where Zoom, if you've got a free account, you can do so much, but then it cuts you off, So it's very similar to that. And then he went on to say that at the same time, I do believe it's the same time that they'll launch that, they're going to launch the premium version as well. Just going through my notes here. The MySpace premium version will be available to increase this to 200 members. So that's quite a substantial amount of members, okay? And it can be purchased in the form of an NFT pass from the marketplace. So it looks to me as though once MySpace is opened up, there will be that ability to get certain things from the marketplace as NFTs as well, okay? So it looks super exciting as to what's happening there. Yeah, so because he was likening it, as we spoke about it together, he was likening it to what we're doing now, and we can do that within the metaverse. So me being me, wanting to broadcast these shows within the metaverse, I've already been in contact with the tech support team, to find out whether it's going to be a difficult operation to do that. I don't think it will be, to be fair. I mean, as some of you guys know, me and Sarah already build blockchain-based websites, encrypted websites that are hosted on the blockchain rather than the Web 2 version, server-based websites. Now, we have already embedded YouTube videos into those blockchain websites with no problems whatsoever. But with those websites, when it comes to live streaming, we are faced with some problems. Now, as I explained to my node manager, we are not anywhere near the expertise level as what Dalversal and their tech team have got. So I'm just after some sort of basic idea on how we're going to implement this show into the back office of Dalversal and MySpace, so that what I'm hoping to be able to do is purchase the MySpace Premium, and then we can host these within the metaverse. And I dare say it'll be free to viewers. It should be, it'll just be the monthly pay for me to yearly pay, I think. I'm not sure whether it'll be a monthly fee or a yearly. We'll have to have a look into that. But like I say, that's going to hopefully be rolled out within the next 2 to 3 months. So I'm super stoked about that because, I love this. I mean, we're broadcasting over 5 platforms now, 2 of which are 2 YouTube channels. We've got Discord, Facebook, Telegram, and YouTube. What was the other one? Twitter. Sorry, I knew there was another one, Twitter.
Twitter.
And they're all live, you know. Now I want to be able to do that in the metaverse as well. And I don't think it'll be a big job to be able to do that. So I'm really excited to work with the tech support team in order to get that off the ground as well. So before we move on, do you want to add any more to that, Winnie or Meng, about the MySpace?
Just that it's exciting, and it's quite soon, isn't it, really? 2 months.
2 to 3 months goes so fast.
Yeah,
It goes so fast because don't forget, I mean, we'll be focused on the TFA. We'll be watching how it works. We'll be helping people get on board with that. We'll probably be demonstrating what's happening with our accounts to help people to understand how they can speed up their accounts. Before we know it, 4 to 8 weeks will roll by. And like I say, you know, if they can do that within 2 to 3 months and launch the TFA and TFA Plus, I think that's a wonderful achievement to do it in such a short time. So have you got anything to add to that, Meng? I think he may be busy. He may be busy. No problem. Okay, being able to use this best for our ability. Right, okay. Yeah, so to just round that bit off about the Town Hall Dalversation, just want to remind members that that is a monthly call. And that gives members the opportunity to submit their questions as well. Now, they can do that in one of two ways if they want. They can do that via, we all get an email when it's due, and we can submit our questions that way, or they can submit the questions to people that are going to appear on there as guest appearances. So Meng's lost his connection. Start blowing the storm that way, sir, that way. We don't want it this way. Looks like he's being affected by the storm. Okay, so yeah, we'll round that up. It's an exciting thing to look forward to. The town hall's going to be monthly, and if we get the ability, I would like to be able to be a guest on that show and, you know, represent everybody and get all we can, all the news and information as we get it every month. That'd be wonderful, direct from the main man himself. Okay. So the next on the agenda on Tuesday, the TFA Plus members were contacted to organise and submit their correct details to ensure a smooth migration of pending rewards to Dalversal. This will also help to give the TFA standard members assistance should they need it next week. Now, no, that does not mean the TFA Plus members have got it rolling already. The date, the 25th of September at 2 p.m. SGT, I believe that's right, is the time that they open up the TFA, okay? And that is open up to everybody at that time, SGT, 1400 SGT. Pretty sure I've got that time right, a time zone. GST. It's either GST or SGT. Can you just check that up, Sarah? I will get that correct for you guys. I'll just get Buddykins to double check that. But it is launching 25th of September unless anything serious happens, okay? And that launches for the TFA Standard and TFA Plus members, okay? Now, we've been contacted as a TFA Plus to make sure that they've got all that registered correctly regarding emails and your upline and so forth, so that we can look at how it works in order to be able to assist any other members within the groups. So any of you guys, please keep calm about it all. It's all new to everybody, okay? The process of migrating your assets to Dalversal in order to purchase the packages and everything, we'll be getting all that by email, okay? We will be sent the instructions on how to do that. That has not been put out into the public realm just yet, okay? So let's just be aware that there is nothing out there on the platforms yet, telling us the process of that. Okay, we don't want people running off and creating FUD amongst the groups, you know, because it's so easy to do. You know, sometimes we look and we think we're getting the right information from, you know, people that are higher up the ladder than we are, and then it turns out that that's not quite the truth. So we've got to be careful, guys, and you know, we're not losing anything. We've come this far now. You know, take things steady, keep your eye on the groups, keep in touch. If you want to ask questions, and if we don't know, just be patient, because that's what we've done all this time. But at least we're still here, we're still moving forward, and we'll help all we can in order to get everybody on board and getting that TFA program running. Okay. Do you want to add anything about that TFA program? I don't think there's anything more that we can really say about that, Winnie, is there?
Well, I was just thinking, I think everyone knows, so everyone's going to be starting with a 5,000 pack, and there are some people who don't have 5,000.
Okay.
So it's a good idea. Well, for that reason and for any other reason, it's really worth sending a message to support to put in your request for smaller packs. It might be a while before that happens, but they're definitely open to listening to that, and they've talked about that coming in at some point. So the more people who are engaged and get in touch, I think the better, the more likely that is to happen. So
I think that's a fantastic point to make. Yeah, absolutely. I've had, and I know you have over the last few months, you know, people saying, you know, members sort of worried that they won't be able to retrieve anything back because, let's say, they've only got 4,500 or whatever, you know. At the end of the day, we can we understand some parts of it, but we've still got to wait to find out the finer details. But I do believe that we will be able to withdraw our pending rewards to any Dalversal account, but a Dalversal account can only accept one lot of Hypernation and one lot of Hyperverse Hyper Community credits. Okay, so that's the thing that we want to be 100% sure about first. Like I say, guys, you know, this is just what we've heard. It's something that we will look into when we get the finer details in order to work out how best to use that. If that's factual, that's fine, no problem. But we'll be able to work with anybody that needs the assistance and say, right, okay, maybe it's best to do it this way or another way, you know. So like I say, that's just something I've heard through the grapevine. But yeah, we do understand that hyper community withdrawal pending rewards can go to any Dalversal account, but any Dalversal account can only receive one lot from Hyperverse and one lot from Hypernation. Okay, so like I say, that's word on the street, but wait, let's see if that is factual when they give out that information. Something to bear in mind, and like I say, have a look, because if that is correct, then we'll we can work it out beforehand. Okay, so like I say, we'll look at this on Monday and see what they launch. But a very good point, Winnie. Either way, I think if members are in that situation, I think it's a great team spirit to work together. It's no good one person asking for that additional help. Okay, if there's many people in that position that have only got 4,500, for instance, yeah, then why don't they all put in that request? The more requests they are, the more incentive it is for Dalversal to look and say, well, if there's that many members that really do want it, then clearly they're potential customers for Dalversal. Excuse me. So they're going to do it. Okay, or they're going to be more than likely going to do it. Okay, so yet again, it's teamwork, team spirit. Let's help each other. Okay, anything else to add on that, Winnie? Great point, though. Great point.
Yeah, well, just that remember that they want active users. was my thought. So if they know, if it comes from your account, from you, they know that you've logged in, you're using the account, you've figured out how to use it. So you're already of value to them. So anything you say is of value, basically. So yeah.
Absolutely. I think this was one of the problems that we all encountered in the past two platforms, a lack of engagement, no logging in. Well, I gave you the example last week in episode 3 of that member came to me for assistance and he had no idea what hyphenation was. And I was like, hey, 2 years or more, had been unplugged. That is not the sort of, membership that we're looking at here. We want the TFA to work just as much as everybody else does, and that is not going to happen unless we're active. And I think they've done a wonderful thing here, because what does 120 hours work out to be? I think it's 5 days.
Yes.
Sounds about
5 days.
4, 5, 20. Yeah, this 120 hours is 5 days. So I mean, come on, guys, that's all right. I mean, I log in every day anyway because I'm an active user on all these platforms and servers and all the work that I do behind the scenes. So I log in every day. But even if it's 5 days, I mean, it doesn't take that long. But I would encourage people to log in every day anyway, just to see there's news updates. The Dalversal Town Hall was updated in there. It was posted in there as an update. So all these new things that they're going to introduce, they'll appear in your account sooner or later. Okay, so moving on. Yes, I've updated the tutorial. Typical, isn't it? I did a tutorial last week, and what happened? They changed the rules on ranking up. Okay. We announced last week that 3 of the Starlord pioneers had ranked up, myself, Meng, and Coach Leon, which was a great achievement. And then they changed the rules. So I've updated that, guys, to reflect the latest land subscription requirements. This shows members how they can achieve the next levels of expert and elite. Now, this is what I was talking about, Winnie, because you have moved up from novice to expert, I believe. Would you like to talk to us about that?
Yeah. And it's really simple. I bought a piece of bronze land, and one of my downlines also bought a piece of bronze land, and that's it, isn't it? I keep thinking that, and that's yeah, because to be an active, so you need 1 active downline on your first level. And active means you've got bronze land or iron land, could be iron land, and then that means that you then start receiving market rewards from that, your tier 1 and your tier 2, so your first level direct downline, and then anyone under them.
Yeah. So to reach the first level of expert, all you needed to do was become active, which, like you say, you've got to stake land on a bronze planet, for instance. Okay. And the key thing there is you're receiving resource coins, RC tokens. Okay. That's what creates the active member. Okay. And then to get 1 on your level 1, so that's 1 in your downline who's doing the same. They are staking a plot on a bronze planet and actively receiving a daily reward in resource coins. So that created that upgrade, that ranking up of levels to, let me get this right, I always get them mixed up, expert, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So what do you have to do now to move up to elite? It's not that hard, is it?
No, I think I have to buy an iron land, and I think have 1 level 2 who's also active. I can look at my account immediately.
I think all you have to do, in addition to what you've done now, is get 1 on your level 2 active, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah,
You're then an elite member. That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just going to have a quick look through the chat box because I've been that busy chatting about everything else. I just want to have a quick look through here and see if there's any questions that have been asked.
There's people joined. Hello, Bale. Hello, Mila. Hello.
Yeah.
Alberto.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
It seems you can't combine DU.
Jenny. Hello, Jenny. Jenny's a new person, I think.
Now, that's interesting what Bale Organa has said. When you click to subscribe to LAN, there are buttons at the top saying deposit account and rewards account. This is what I was referring to with Meng. Clicking rewards account allows using DU that has been earned from rewards. 100% spot on. That's what I was talking about. Of course, you have to have enough there to purchase. It seems you can't combine DU from the different accounts together. Right. So, that's interesting then. Does that mean that you can't top it up with DU from depositing USDT? I don't know. That's worth pointing out. And maybe if Meng does that at a later date, he can maybe give us an update on that. And yeah, J-Lo, looking forward to MySpace feature. Absolutely. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Absolutely brilliant. And I may add as well, I don't know whether you guys have noticed, but we have a live chat feed into Discord now. I was tinkering about last night and I've managed to get a live chat feed. So everything that goes in chat here now arrives in Discord as well. So we can actually have a live communication with people in Discord, which is wonderful. It gives people the heads up that we're actually live. And if they want to, they can join us on the show. Okay, I think we'll have a brief intermission before we move on to the next part of the show, which is hopefully Meng's going to be there and available to speak. Are you with us, Meng?
The winds are strong. Who's been blown?
The winds are strong and it looks like he's having problems with that storm. So anyway, I'll speak about the winners of the Landathon as soon as we've shown this brief intermission. So see you in a minute, guys. Okay, welcome back to the studio. I hope that was better for everybody else than it was for me. I had a terrible connection then. Was it okay, Winnie?
Well, the music you're talking about?
Yeah, the video. Did it cut
Oh, yeah.
out or did it stream okay?
Seemed fine to me, actually. Yeah.
Oh, great.
To
It
let the
must have been
dog
my
out,
end then. It
so I
was
didn't see it
terrible.
all.
Oh, right. It was jittering and juttering all over the place. Okay, well, welcome back to Metaverse Masterminds. You're in the studio with General Kev, Winnie, Buddykins, and Meng. We've got a special guest coming up very soon. It'll be wonderful to speak to them and introduce them. So what I want to talk about now, Meng said that his microphone wasn't working, but I'm hoping it is now. Are you with us, Meng?
Can you hear me?
I can, sir.
Okay, good.
If I put that on now, can you still hear me?
Yep, we can, or I can.
Okay, so what I would like to do is announce 3 of our Star Lord pioneers for being on the winning leaderboard of the Landathon. I'd like to pass the stage over to Meng so he can speak about his fantastic achievement of becoming 2nd place, together with 2 other Star Lord pioneers who came 4th and 5th. One, namely Esco, and the other Justina, or Lioness, as we know her over in Discord. So kind of pass it on to yourself, Meng, to talk to the viewers about your experience and your 2nd place winning.
Yeah. So Landathon, it was a great experience. It wasn't just only trying to win a contest. It was branding myself, in this platform. And, I think a lot of people kind of oversee a lot of that stuff, and they're like, I just want to win money, and it's not really about winning money. So, the thing is, as a Star Lord, we always have to remember that, we're more than just a leader. You're a brand, and that brand is a promise. So to our members, it's the promise of what do we get if we follow you. Make your leadership a source of value and inspiration, right? So, and we got to recognize that the power of helping one another is the path to greatness. When we share our values and support each other, that's when we can construct a utopia that really, truly reflects the essence of being being part of the Star-Lord Pioneers Club. We're early adopters, we're innovators who lead, explore, or create within this realm, right? So we're at the forefront of the emerging space, shaping its evolution, pushing boundaries of what's actually possible within the ecosystem. And while I was journeying through a lot of this space and, traveling back and
Whoops, we fell out the sky again as that pioneer drifted off into the galaxy. Are you there, Meng?
Yep. Okay. Can you hear me again?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Okay. That was weird. I don't know what's going on here. But, as I'm traveling, back and forth and doing my presentations, the biggest thing was people just, they wanted help. They wanted help not only to, get their penny rewards back, but to understand the platform. And, as a leader or as a Star Lord, that's, that is a given. We have to acknowledge that and help the community back. And, like I was telling everybody here, in the BOF and in some of our private chats, I've expressed the need to give back to the community. And that's where I've decided that, out of my staking that I get, because of the generative rewards, the rewards that I receive from my downline, I will be giving back. I'm going to be giving back to the community, as a drawing where I can, give a couple $100, and if so, more than a couple $100 up to, so, and that will be like a monthly kind of thing. So I think we all need to step into their shoes sometimes and see how everybody, and understand them and where they're coming from, to really truly understand how to lead.
So what you're identifying there, Meng, is a distinct difference between what we were doing in Hypernation, because in all fairness, I mean, yeah, there were some great leaders, but that's what it was. It was about, back then we were just going, learning how to do things, and that was it. The support ended. And then when things got rough, you know, many members were left not knowing which way to turn, not knowing anything about the next steps. And this created big disharmony amongst the community. So what you're identifying there is the change of that already, aren't you? You're looking at what we was involved in before, and not are we only giving them what they need, we're giving them more now. Do you agree?
I am. Yep, we are. You know, and it starts with me, you know, and I looked at that and I said to myself, I said, it starts with me, and I'm gonna start giving back. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and just take, you know, and, you know, I have to give back. And that's what I plan on doing is, you know, the rewards is gonna, you know, I'll give back on a monthly basis. And if I can get myself to be able to do that like once a week, that'd be great. So we'll see.
Meng, when there's members like yourself coming on air live, right, to viewers all around the world, and don't get me wrong, this video will be recorded. When they hear this, coming from members just like me and just like Winnie and just like Buddykins, yeah, stating that they are in it for the long haul and they are going to give it everything possible, that I see as a complete change of what we had before, where this, I tell you what the difference is, we're starting to see activity from the platform as well. Now, because of our constant input and evolution of everything that we're trying, like with this broadcast station that we're going to be doing, well, every week so far, and hopefully twice a week in the near future, introducing more people and more activity for people to get involved with. This is crucial in order to make the metaverse evolve. Don't you agree?
Yes, it is. I totally agree on that. Totally.
So really, I mean, you know, we're only, how many of us is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Imagine what the result of that would be if we had 60 or 600 people with the same sort of mindset as yourself and like me and Winnie. You know, it's Friday evening. Winnie might prefer to go visit her Winnie's wine bar instead. Do you know what I mean? But Winnie puts her time aside, an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours on these shows, you know. You know, and we don't get paid to do this. We do this because, and we don't gain financially from this. We gain because it's the spirit of what we want Dalversal and the metaverse to be. What do you think, Winnie? I think Meng's nailed it. I really do. If people could, you know, take Meng's philosophy of what he's doing and put that into their world and create what they do. We're not saying do the same thing. I mean, I work very different to the way Meng works, and probably a different way of the way you work, Winnie. But, you know, everybody's of value. What do you think?
Yes. Well, it's great. It's really great. And I think, well, I think there's perhaps a few of us in the Starlord Pioneers that feel this way. In fact, in your group, the community, I was going to call it the BOF community, the people who come to you, which now includes me for guidance and information. I think, yeah, it's very inspiring, and I'm all for it. It's fantastic. Yeah. And what we give, we receive. What everything we give, we receive. We give to ourselves. So it makes sense. It's where true abundance is.
Absolutely, 100% agreed. And I think that the main point that people are not remembering is we are marking history. We are creating history as we go ahead. This hasn't happened before, you know, so we've got to do this right. We want to be able to create the SocialFi Metaverse in order for it to continue running 10 years, 20 years time. Okay, so we are writing history as we go ahead, as we evolve. So do you want to add anything to that, Meng? It's a shame we haven't got Esco and Justina, I think her name was, the 4th and 5th place. I was hoping they would be here to join us, but a shout out. Let's give a shout out to Justina and Esco for coming 4th and 5th place. And I'm doing this because these are Starlord pioneers. These are active members within our community that deserve that shout out. Do you know what their planets were called, Winnie? I can't remember offhand.
Let's have a look.
Because all this is about sharing success. This isn't just about tutorials and just helping the odd member here and there. This is about celebrating success. And
Yes.
Meng, I've got to admit, mate, you know, last week I just kept so quiet. I tried not to message you. I tried not to ask you questions or anything because I know how damn hard you've worked. And it wasn't just a case of getting on your laptop and asking people just to stake land. You actually drove for hours. It must have cost you a fortune in gas, surely.
It did, but you know, the payoff was, I wouldn't say bragging rights. You know, the payoff was to prove that, you know, I'm a force to be reckoned with. You know, that I'm helping whatever I can to help to create this and make this platform work, so that, you know, the members that I bring in, you know, under me can utilize that TFA and, you know, eventually, you know, help me build this utopia together.
Okay, so for each member that you introduced and brought in, I'm presuming you explained to them about the platform and how it works, yeah?
Yeah, right now, yes. For you know, just for the whole buying land, which is basically just staking, and then kind of, you know, talked about the SocialFi part of it and how that can help generate an additional income by, you know, by being able to introduce who you are to the community, you know, and what you can bring to the community. So I think a lot of people are pretty hyped about it.
Absolutely. Are these previous members from Hyperverse and Hypernation?
They are. Yep, majority of them are from Hypernation, but I do have a couple from Hyperverse.
Oh my word! I mean, let's face it. Then this is not just a normal sales pitch, then, because let's be fair. You've got to speak with their members and explain that not only about that, but the TFA as well. Surely.
Yeah, it's usually a pretty long one, but it's sitting down with an individual and just kind of go through everything and, you know, help reassure that I'm going to do the best that I can to help them, you know, because let's be honest, you know, we have to be honest to ourselves. We're leaders, right? But being a leader, we have to serve the people that we bring on, you know, and that's part of the game that, you know, we have to, you know, it's not a take kind of situation. It's you know, it's we have to give our time and we have to guide these people.
Yeah, we don't want to repeat performance of what we've had to do, you know, in the last platform. I mean, so many people were left behind, like I say, with no direction. We don't want that to happen. No chance. Okay, well, hats off to you, Sergeant Meng. I think you did a wonderful job. And like you said, this isn't just an event. This is the way the Starlord pioneers work. This is the way we operate, okay? This is just an example of our dedication to the members moving forward. Don't you agree?
I totally agree, 100%.
Awesome, mate. Excellent work. I salute you, sir, for everything you've done. Do you want to add anything to that, Winnie, before we move on and introduce our special guest?
Oh, well, I've typed in the names of Justina's planets. She's got 2. Esco's actually got 8, so I haven't typed them all in. we have lists of them in the Telegram group and on Discord.
Okay, do you want to just name their planets then? I think they deserve a shout
Yeah,
out.
they do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. So what's the name of their planets?
So Justina's planets are Bliss Galactica and Ecstasy Panorama.
Okay.
And
Sorry, can I go back? Let's give the coordinates as well.
Sure. So Bliss Galactica coordinates are 8, 5, and it's a stone planet.
Okay.
And Ecstasy Panorama is 1831, which is a bronze planet.
Awesome.
And then, do you want me to do ESCOs as well?
Absolutely, they deserve it. They've worked
absolutely.
very hard, and we want to celebrate their success. Yeah.
Brilliant. So ESCO's planet, first one is Gilia, coordinates 2, 2, and that's an iron planet. Maruta, coordinates 3, 13, and that's a bronze planet. Kronos, which is coordinates 4, 17, Stone Age planet. Dracaro, coordinates 5, 5, and that's another Stone Age planet. Senilla, coordinates 6, 10, and that's a Stone Age planet. Thelia, 13, 1, Bronze Age planet. And Ogor, 13, 2, that's an Iron Age planet. And Zaphus, which is 13, 6, and that's a Stone Age planet.
Awesome. And that's the full list of ESCO's planets, yeah?
Yeah. And we have those lists also on the groups. So if you and if you type in ESCO into the planets
search box,
you'll find
awesome.
it. Search box.
All right, guys. So there you go. Quick shout out to the winners. And Meng, would you like to? I'm sure Meng knows his own coordinates. Would you like to give yours out? He's gone again. Have you got that list, Winnie, just to read out Meng's?
I'll find them. So Eden Starfall.
Yeah, that's one of them.
That's it. 726. Stone Age. And Nova Starfall. 727, and that's a Bronze Age. Absolutely
wonderful. Well done, guys. This is the way that we're going to work forward, and congratulations, Starlord Pioneers, 3 on the winning leaderboard. It's a wonderful start, and like I said, guys, you're making footprints in the time of history, and this will be recorded in the metaverse. This is the point of my planet, Oasis Memories 420. We're going to be looking at the history of where we've come from. So eventually there will be the timeline going way back to Web 1 all the way through. And this will be recorded in my planet as well. So well done. Okay, moving on then. Okay, guys, we've got to the stage now where we would love to introduce our special guest of the evening, Young. Let me just go through these notes now. We've asked Young to come on because what we did, I went through the spreadsheet that Winnie's just been looking through. I think it was last night, and I noticed that Young and Bebaleo, I think, were falling behind with plots on their planets. Okay. Everybody else seems to be leveling up fairly well. You know, we're getting plots being staked on our planets, but these two members seem to be dropping behind. So I thought, we can't have this. We'll have to do something special to try and help them get that first foot on the bottom of the ladder. Now, just as it happens, somebody, was it B? I think it was B12, actually bought a plot on Young's planet today. So blessings be, that's wonderful. Now what I want to do, I just want to introduce Young, bring him on the stage. I think he's going to use microphone only today. I want to make sure that his microphone's working, and then we have a little surprise for him. Okay, so Young, if you'd like to turn your microphone on, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Absolutely, yeah. Good evening and welcome to Metaverse Masterminds. You're live on air.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Great, yeah. Just had some dinner, listening to you guys. But also great to see the good work you guys are doing. Helping the community, and and then the reason why I really joined is because first of all, I first heard it from Meng in one of Jonah's presentations, and he mentioned Star Lord Pioneers. I thought, what's that supposed to be? So I was quite curious, and then I approached Coach Leon about it and asked a few questions, and he said that it's basically a group of people who wants to help each other and also help the community as well, and how we can contribute. So really, when I first started joining the TFAs to get my pending rewards, but there seems to be a lot more to it than that.
Okay, can I just step in there, Young? Because it's okay to call you Young, yeah? That's your name?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Okay. Right, we have a little surprise for you this evening. Yeah, and we're hoping that it might help. I'm sure it will, and I'm hoping you'll love it, which I'm sure you will, okay? As I mentioned, there was not only yourself, but Babaleo as well. Now, your planet, if I do get this right, is named Axion, yeah?
That's it.
Okay, and Babaleo's is called Lulu Planet. Now, Buddykins, who sat there in the background, sitting all prim and proper, giving us a little wave as she sat there moderating the chat group. Now, Buddykins is an absolute gem at putting small adverts and promotional material together. And we are blessed to be able to offer you at the next intermission in this broadcast, Young. So if you'd like to just sit back and enjoy this a couple of minutes, it's not a huge advert, but if you'd like to watch this, and we can discuss it afterwards. So Are you ready?
Yep, all set.
Let's go. Okay, guys, welcome back to the studio, Metaverse Masterminds. Young, what do you think to that?
Wow, fantastic. Planets and lights.
Awesome.
I suppose everyone's having problems with editing the planet with the manifesto, and also with the uploading of the image because of the bug that's within Dalverso at the moment.
Okay, I spoke to Jonah about this in the town hall meeting on Monday. Did you attend that?
Oh no, I didn't. No.
Okay, I did bring that up because Winnie's mentioned it, and a number of other members have said exactly the same thing, and they're hoping to change it shortly because people make typos and they want to change the manifesto and so forth. So he said the problem they've got at the moment is it's all locked together. Okay, so when they've done the TFA rollout, they're going to be looking at things like this because at the moment, Winnie spotted this. You can't change a manifesto without changing the title of the planet. And we don't want to do that. We want to keep the title the same for obvious reasons.
Yeah, of course.
So that will be part of the one of the next rollouts of the updates, So yeah, that's one of the jobs that's on their list, Young. So what would you like to do with your planet? Because what we want to do, we've done a little bit of an intermission video for you. We'll play that again before the end of the show, so members get the chance to see that again. And I'll try and arrange it so that you can have that video clip should you want to use it for your own promotions. Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank Buddykins. She sat there and she's the one that put that together for you.
Yeah, thanks, Buddykins.
Okay, no problems. We're here to help every member. And like I say, if we can help by doing just that, it puts a smile on somebody's face. So tell us a bit about your planet and why did you call it Axion?
I think I wanted to call it with a proper name without numbers. So looked at Star Wars, looked at Star Trek, all those different places. And I think I just Googled it and I thought, what's a good planet name? And Axion sounded good. nothing special about it really.
Okay.
So for my planet, well, when I first bought it, I thought, what can I do with it? I had absolutely no idea. And then what I do like though, I do like investing. I do like diversifying into different, especially crypto and DeFi. So maybe it's something to do with that, related to that. A place to for investments or fund investments. Well, my experiences in it as well, how I've experienced it, and what's good about this one and what's bad about that one.
Do you know what, Young?
Yeah.
I've been on that main page with all the rings and the galaxies on, and I've clicked on them and read the manifestos and such like. And at this stage of the game, I've got to be honest, sir, I don't think anybody really knows what they want to do on their planet, because you can only really create a story as it unfolds, and we get the ability to add things to it, like MySpace, for instance. I think once MySpace is available to us, it'll give us all a better idea of what we can achieve with that addition. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I've also been thinking about my manifesto as well.
Okay.
But I think my original manifesto was a bit too long, because you have to add this as well as the part about the pioneers as well, haven't we? So my original,
right? No? Okay, no, don't worry about that. And the reason for that is, at the time, I didn't realise that we're so limited to the characters within that manifesto. So no. That's been dropped altogether. So that's been dropped altogether. All I ask is just stay engaged with the community as much as you feel comfortable doing. It's fine with me. No, I noticed that the other day, because I don't know whether you've read about mine and Sarah's manifesto. We've linked the two planets together. Mine's Oasis Memories, Sarah's is KNS Oasis, which is literally, mine is for the historic presentation of everything that we've been through from the dawning of Web 1, where I joined it, right to present time. And then Sarah's planet is going to be from where we met 21 years ago. I introduced her into building computers and, moving on into Web 3 and making blockchain websites and so forth, and into the metaverse. So we've put ours together and created a very long manifesto, which obviously won't fit on the website. So hence the reason why I built a separate channel in Discord, so that we could all have that long the ability to have a long manifesto, so members can read the full transcript of what you want to do with your planet. So regarding the Star-Lord and the Bureau Forefront, don't put that in. We're not asking people to do that now.
Okay. So I was thinking that's because people are here to achieve their goals, they've got dreams, etc. So something like this is my first draft, if you like. So always dare to dream. Where there's a dream, there's hope, and where there's hope, there's a life that's worth pursuing.
Absolutely.
That's my initial draft.
No, absolutely, and that I would say that's short enough to fit on your planet's manifesto within Dalversal as well. But please be free to make it bigger for the Discord channel, because, like I say, that's unlimited. That's unlimited in there. But that's wonderful. And like I say, if you think of anything that any of us Bureau of Forefront members or members of the community can help you achieve what you're looking for, because we've all got different ideas. I mean, Winnie's going to be building a Winnie's wine bar. I'm sure you've heard of this before. I'm going to sit there, be drinking it while she's building it. We've all got different ideas. And Meng, that's a point. Meng, have you mentioned what you want to create on one of yours? You've got 2 planets.
It's going to be economy based. So I'm going to try to bring out the best in people by helping them showcase who they really are. And that way they can promote themselves and see where it goes from there.
I think that last bit is the key bit. Let's see where it goes from there, because my my artist palette in my mind of what I want to create. I've got the bigger picture at the back of my mind, but as we unfold, it will mold to what we can achieve within the metaverse, if that makes sense. So yeah, what else would you like to talk about, Young? Have you had many people inquiring about your planet, or have you spoken to many people about the metaverse? Because this is another thing. I mean, approaching the conversation with people in real life, do you have any problems with that? Many people do.
I haven't really spoken to anyone too far out. Maybe a few members of the family, but a lot of them are really sort of cautious about it. So I find that I suppose people find it very hard to get past that stage as well, where you're trying to be a salesperson and get past all the objections. So yeah.
That's natural, mate. I mean, come on, we've been in 2 years of bear market, and you mentioned crypto, and everybody runs a mile, don't they? You know, I'm sure you was here at the beginning of the show, and I mentioned about BitBoy Crypto, Ben.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's just a fine example of what people see and hear in the mainstream crypto news world, because obviously that's a big story within the crypto space, and you know, they take that as, you know, that's the way the crypto world is going. And this is why I put the message at the beginning of the show. We're lucky. We are damn lucky that we're still here. And I did actually mention this, I don't know whether it's to Meng or somebody else, I did mention this. Within the next 6 months to a year, considering the TFA rollout and its success, I'm wondering whether there's any other platform that's actually been able to get these sort of results. Have they ever survived through what we've been through? Because in all fairness, within the crypto realm, I've not heard of anyone come back and survive. I mean, there was that coin, LUNC, L-U-N-C, that absolutely took a nosedive and went to virtually nothing, but it's still hanging in there by its fingertips. You know, I did have a bit of an investment when it took a plummet, just as a quick punt. Yeah. Now, whether that will come back or not, if it does, I'll be laughing all the way to Gibraltar, you know, because it will pay out very handsomely for the amount of coins I bought at that time. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. This is what I do in the crypto world. I don't invest in anything unless I'm willing to say goodbye, it's gone, you know. But like I say, how long have you been involved with the hyper?
Well, I've started from the old days of Hyper Fund.
Oh, right.
And then obviously, and then moved on to Hyperverse, I think it was, wasn't it? And then Hyper Nation afterwards. Yeah. And then from that, it obviously went to Cosmos as well. And then there were some leaders trying to use that to bring back the pending rewards, which eventually broke down. So actually, I joined that, and as I joined it, the moment I joined it is when it broke down.
Oh, you're joking.
But I think now with TFA, I think this is probably the solution. It's the official
absolutely
solution.
And the thing is, I mean, I tip my hat. I mean, me and Winnie were very active, as you might know. I don't know, you probably know that I opened the Discord group for that experiment, and Winnie was really helpful, not only within the Discord group helping them with this Cosmos experiment, but she was also involved with trying to sort out the spreadsheets, and it was an absolute nightmare at the end of it, you know. But at the end of the day, at least somebody was trying to do something, but the results of it was maybe not what we wanted to see. Do you know what I mean? But this is just testimony to people's resilience within this platform. And I refer back to what I was saying about Ben at the beginning of the show. We're still hanging in there. And the TFA program seems like this is the thing that nobody else has had the opportunity to rectify the problems that we've been facing. I don't know of another platform that's done anything like this. So let's hope, fingers crossed, that Monday brings us good hope, and, you know, we take it from there. keep up the grand work that we are doing and the positivity and as much engagement as possible. And like Young, it's not just about the TFA, it's about the stability of the platform and the future of our abilities within the metaverse. Because me personally, I think we are absolutely honoured to be able to buy planets, which obviously you have as well, because having a planet within the SocialFi metaverse has got to be the foundation of the future. It's got to be.
I think if they made it as well, sorry to interrupt, the TFA.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, they're making it more accessible to a lot of people as well, by making it not too expensive to purchase a planet, for example, or land, and not too cheap either.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, even for those members that, or non-members even, that are looking, it's like I said, even if you don't know the full story of how the staking works or anything like that, $10 is, are you England, Young?
Yeah, London, London.
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll know the pound, yeah. So $10 is about £7, roughly, I would think. It's nothing. It's nothing just to stake your piece within the metaverse. And then you can take months on learning about it. And that's what we're here for. We can help people learn about what they want to know, how they're going to develop that. So just to stake your claim on that bit is worth it for £7 or $10, yeah. And then we can work on helping them progress should they want to do it. And this just going back to the MySpace before, Winnie, this is the bit that I'm not quite connecting with, because they claim that you can have 15 members and up to 45 minutes. Where does this go on your plot, or is this a separate section? Because surely you'd need a room to host this meeting. So I don't know how that bit works. I know the MySpace bit, you need to connect up your DID avatar, the free DID. Have you got yours sorted out, Young?
No, not yet. Something I'm working on. So not
okay,
yet, no.
You do know every account can get one free, yeah?
Oh, no, didn't actually know that.
Okay,
right,
Sarah,
okay.
can you... Okay, Sarah's shared the link for that in the chat. And basically every account is entitled to a free DID domain name. The only thing it will cost you is the gas fees, which last time I did it was about 7 cents, which is virtually nothing. It's on the B&B network. So it's worth registering one just to get that ready before. Well, like I say, what's 7 cents? It's nothing. You might as well just register it and get ready for when the MySpace. And that goes for any members that's watching, Check the chat room, the link's in there. And don't forget, after this broadcast is closed, it's come to an end, these will remain as recorded broadcasts on both YouTube channels. That's the Bureau of Forefront and the Metaverse Masterminds, because it's live on both. It will remain as a recording on my main Twitter page, General Kev Barefoot, and it will remain in the Bureau of Forefront Facebook page as well. So any of these links that you want, guys, go back to the recordings, because it also records the chat as well. Okay, so yeah, definitely, I would recommend registering at least one anyway. I think I've got 5 DIDs because I have a plan. Yeah, and it's going to be a very good plan, Baldrick. Yeah, so like I say, I paid for the other ones. I think they turned out about $5 each or something, which the way I see it, it's not being greedy, it's supporting the platform, because I have got plans in the Oasis Memories that does need characters. It'll need characters, this area that I'll be developing. So that's the reason why I purchased the others. So like I say, it's worth getting that DID if you get the chance to do that.
Yeah.
So you're all fit and ready for the TFA then, Young?
Yes, hope so. I think so.
Okay.
But I need to, my next step is to get a plot of land, really, to help boost that. So as we know, it's the bronze land we have to purchase. And there's 2 bronze maximum, so 2 stone maximum, 4 bronze, and then 4 iron, wasn't it? maximum.
That's right. But don't forget, that's only for a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a bonus for us guys that are at the forefront. Let's put it that way. That'll end after a month. Whether they do that in the future or not, I don't know. They might do. But the way I see it at the moment is half of it is because of the TFA launch. And let's face it, we've all looked and we realise that it does speed up the TFA release. Okay, it does charge up your TFA faster. So obviously there's a percentage of those members that understand how that process works and obviously want to not only release the TFA funds faster, but to support the platform which makes that happen. Because don't forget, Jonah said that, was it 80%, Winnie? I think it was 80% of all revenue would be going towards the TFA program for the next 3 years, which is wonderful news to us. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that a great deal. So is there anything else you'd like to talk about, Young, regarding your planet and working your way forward? Are you getting enough information? Do you feel as though you're provided with enough from our groups? For instance, you're in our Discord and Telegram group.
Yeah, I think there are. There's plenty of information. It's just a matter of going in there and reading it, really. Sometimes I find myself a bit short on time, but I do my best every day to try and see a little bit. So, yeah,
wonderful.
of the information.
Wonderful.
Obviously, if there's something you can't find, you can always ask questions anyway. So yeah, it's very good community.
Do you know what I've found over the last few months? I've found that if you sit for an hour and read something, it'll go in, but you can easily forget. If you get 6 or 7 10-minute slots where you can quickly read it, do you know what? You remember it a lot easier. Because you've done it so many times, you get fed up with reading it and you've got it, you know. I found that works. So like I say, even those people that don't have a lot of time on their hands, Young, there you go. Take a leaf out of Young's book, because that is a positive move forward, just to grab those 10 minutes and say, right, I'm going to learn about this thing that I'm struggling with. We all do it. Nobody's perfect. Winnie, I guess you do it at times. You'll get to that one thing in this platform where you think, do you know what, it's just not registering. I'll go through it again tomorrow or whatever, you know. It's a far better way of learning, don't you think?
Yeah. Also, what I said earlier about a lot of platforms in the crypto space are just, when they disappear, they're gone forever. Obviously, Hyperverse, it's managed to bounce back up. But how I see my investment is that, it's like an investment for me. And a lot of people complain that it's taking too long, but for me, it's like an investment. So it's sitting there and it's just building slowly. At the same time, you can get involved as well and helping the other people.
Sorry, what do they say is taking too long?
Well, a lot of people are thinking that, this the TFA is taking too long. It's going to take years for it to get back our pending rewards, blah, blah, blah. But, to me, it's just an investment vehicle.
What can we say, guys? Yeah. Like I said, when I come on the broadcast this evening, I would be rather sat in the position I am today rather than in Ben's shoes, Bitboy crypto, because he's lost everything, you know, and he was a multimillionaire with a Lamborghini. I wouldn't want a Lamborghini. I'll be honest. I'm not that way inclined. I'd do like Winnie said, you know, I'd be sat on a sandy beach in Hawaii, sipping one of Winnie's cocktails and buying bones with bitcoins. I think it was, wasn't it, Winnie?
This for the dog. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the way forward. Lamborghini's not good for the ozone anyway, you know. But either way, I mean, you know, his dream got crushed, you know. I look at the situation of what I've got and what many members who are watching this and will watch in the future. We can't say that. We can't say that. We're in a completely different zone. Yeah. Okay. We can turn around and say we've had to wait, but I'd rather wait than lose it, you know. And my pending rewards, and I'll ask you, I don't want to know how much you've got, Young, by all means, you know, that's privacy, but can you honestly say that you've got far more now than what you would have?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would challenge anyone to say that they haven't. And if they haven't, they've done something silly. Let's be honest, you know. A lot of people complain to me because they put everything into Hyperbond or whatever. And I says, nobody told you to do it. If that was factual, why didn't I do it? Why have I come out on tops, you know? At the end of the day, you know, this it's the same with this platform here as well. When they opened land purchases, everybody wanted to jump in. I said, whoa, no. We've got plenty of time. Work out whether it's exactly what you want to do and what the end result is first. Without knowing that, you don't jump into a platform. That's where people go wrong. So, like I say, you know, Axion, congratulations on your first plot. I think it was B12. Yeah. Was it B12?
Yeah, I think so.
It was, wasn't it? I think B12 was on Telegram, said that she'd bought a plot. Again, guys, you know, if this has come from our pledge to help young, then brilliant. That's the result that we're looking for. If it hasn't come from our pledge, then brilliant again. It just goes to show that the community are helping others. Okay. And I think it's wonderful. I really do. So what's your next steps then, Young? Just get the TFA rolling and
yeah, because I originally invested a reasonable amount in the Hyperfund.
Okay.
And then mostly been compounding. And then obviously occasionally there's some withdrawals, but I built up quite a large amount now. So yeah, just basically go into TFA full on.
I think everybody has to realise, I mean, there was a post on today asking what's the best strategy to get blah, blah, blah. I said, there is none. You know, you've got to look at your own account is completely private to you and personal to you and your situation. You know, they said they wanted to know the best strategy to release the TFA funds ASAP so that they could, you know, with all due respect, maybe put some into Dalversal, which is fine. But there's so many factors that you have to take into consideration. You don't have control over what your downline are doing. That was the message that I was trying to get across there. You know, you could be doing wonderful today, but if somebody decided to unstake their land, you've lost that generative reward, you know. So these are the things that members have got to look at and say, I've got to take that into consideration. So you can't look and say, well, I will be at 30% of that release because that's your first, what do they call it, milestone for your withdrawals, 30%. So even if your first day, you can look at that and multiply it by the days and blah, 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 you can't. It's impossible because you can't control what's happening in your downline, you know. So as much as we want to know how it's going to work, it will only work as good as you're putting in. Simple as that.
Yeah. That's
the way I see it anyway. And like I say, this is why me and Sarah dedicate so much time to this platform. You know, it's not so much about the money, it's about the engagement, because let's face it, if it was only about the money, why are we doing it in a metaverse? We might as well do it from a spreadsheet. I want the metaverse to work because there's so much more future to that metaverse than we realize now. And let's face it, this is what we saw in Hyperverse, I think. Yeah, Hyperverse white paper. As soon as I read that, I don't know, how did you respond to the white paper in Hyperverse, Young? I know I was super excited because this is the sort of thing we've been waiting for years, you know.
Yeah, I was definitely very excited, especially when it talks about all the possibilities they could have, space exploration, which is what Dalversal are kind of doing, really. So yeah, unfortunately, you know what happened to it. It's unfortunate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, beginning of the show, I just want to thank everybody, yourself included, Young, for still being here, because this is what members, I don't care what level these members are, whether they're just standard passive members or leaders of big communities. You are all valued exactly the same. You all stand proud to have gone through this journey in order to be here today on the, well, what are we? We're literally hours away from the TFA to roll out. Without you guys, this wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't have even considered recovering through a TFA. So this has been hard work. And like I said, a shout out to everybody that's here today. Doesn't matter what you've put in. You know, like me and Sarah put loads in through the Bureau when it was first created. I was one of the first founding members. We've put a hell of a lot of hours in, and a lot of we've received a lot of abuse, I'll tell you, and a lot of laughter as well. You know, it's been a two-way road all the time. But at the end of the day, we're going to continue doing it because this is what we need. We need this to move forward. This isn't just about the recovery of our assets from previous platforms. We need a future, and the future is obviously the metaverse and decentralization. I think that is the key thing, what we looked at. And even though Dalversal have said not all of it is going to be decentralized, I understand why it can't be. It simply can't be. I mean, look at what have we got? Crypto.com and Binance. I don't use my, I will say it, Barclays Bank credit card or debit card. I don't use it. I use a Crypto.com one, but it's still got to be centralized in order to put your crypto on and use a bank to transfer it. So, you know, the people that just want 100% decentralized, it's not going to happen, not sometime soon. If you keep your funds and your assets decentralized while you're on the platform, awesome. You need that 100%. But there's got to be that time where you need to withdraw them and use them in the real world. That's where the centralized comes in. And it's a must. It's got to be there. Whether it's Visa or Barclaycard or whatever service you use down your local shop, it's got to be able to transfer over to there. And until such a time comes where that's possible to do, decentralized will not be 100%, not yet. So like I say, we ultimately, Young, we are the pioneers, and we're the people that understand a hell of a lot more than the majority of members globally. And I know it's slow rolling out. I mean, I can't remember what video I was watching. If I can find this video tonight, I'll post it in Discord. It was a wonderful video when they were saying about the metaverse. Some people have said, oh, it never came to anything. It was like the hula hoop back in the day where it was just a passing phase. To some degree, it's almost what happened with Bitcoin when it first came out. When it first came out, people started using it, or should I say mining and collecting, and then it bottomed out. I mean, I think Kay went through this on one of her first Zooms because she was a big Bitcoin holder. And this is what's happening with the metaverse now. It came out, everybody's talking about it. Why? Because of Facebook and Meta. And now it's gone into a bit of a dip. Okay. We research a hell of a lot to find out what other metaverse companies are doing. And there's nothing like this, nowhere as far as I can see, where it connects the two, like Social-Fi, where they connect to the Social-Fi metaverse. Yeah. So what we've got here and what we're doing with our planets is literally the foundation of what's to come. There's no telling, there might be other Social-Fi networks come on in the future, but we're certainly the first ones that are moving forward. And the way Jonah was talking in the town hall on Monday, they're delivering. They're delivering. As soon as we ask if anything's on its way, they're pretty much ready to launch it, which is, well, it's news everybody wants to hear, isn't it? Have you had much experience with the blockchain then, Young, other than Hyper and Dalversal?
Yeah, I've like I said, I'm interested in investing in other DeFi platforms too. So I'm actually invested at the moment with other platforms as well. Like not as big as, probably not as big as Dalversal, but yeah, probably about 3 or 4 others.
Okay, so you're pretty clued up about blockchain decentralization, and what I'm going to say is that is a good start to helping people to understand. You can start helping other people to understand in the real world what Dalversal is and, you know, how it works behind the scenes, so to speak. With Dalversal, you've got a visual rather than a, like I said, spreadsheet. We don't want numbers. We don't want 1 in and 3 out. That doesn't mean anything to us. But if you can integrate that into a metaverse experience, that's wonderful. If you know how that works behind the scenes, that's 100% achievement, and it's great information to help people understand where you're going with this.
The first proper experience was with Hyperverse. I saw Hyperfund, and then you learn. You know, when they first started Hyperfund, there were lots of presentations. There were lots of training sessions, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And I was involved in a lot of that, and that's where I learned all my current skills properly. And then from that, obviously, that develops and move on to other platforms, and then and gain more knowledge like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm an advanced radio amateur operator, and the exams that I had to take to achieve that, oh man, seriously, it was damn hard work. But I was self-taught. I used to study that till 3 a.m. to get it up in here in my noggin on how to do it, and it worked. You know, I passed my exams. And I think there's no better way to educate oneself than self-taught. I'm not a schoolie. I hated school and I hated college and university. I just didn't wash with me, you know. I've learned far more in the last 2 years on this sort of platform than I ever did at school, and I've enjoyed it, you know. So just excuse me a minute, Young. I'm just going to go through. There's a question in the chat room I want to attend to. Hey everyone, question Kev. I made a Dalversal account for my Hypernation. I made a new username and email. I did not transfer anything over as of yet. I was wondering, is it possible to redo this DAO account for Hypernation? Getting a dry throat. As I have done with my Hyperverse account, I did try to redo the DAO account, but I've had no luck. Okay, Winnie, did we get the result? Is that James? I think it is Jambo.
I think it's Jambo, yeah.
Excuse me, guys. Okay, right. This is a really difficult one because, like we said before, if you want to retain your downline structure, you need to use the hyper community process. Yeah, James, I've got you, mate. Yeah, it's Jambo. So if you want to retain that downline structure for that account, you've got to use that migration process by registering through the hyper community. If you're not bothered about your downline, by all means, just create a new account, and you can create those underneath you, but you will lose that original downline. Okay, so it's a really difficult one because I know you've got I think it was 4 or 5 accounts that you're still like spaghetti junction. Which one do I want to use and which one do I want to do with? James, what I'm going to advise you to do at the moment is just hang fire. Okay, hang fire, because there's certain aspects of the TFA that we need 100% reassurance of what we know before we can advise. So as much as we want to help you, we need to get the 100% advice on how it's going to work regarding moving assets over and where we can move them to and whether we can put them together and so forth. Okay, so my only advice today is, just hang fire, because we will address your concerns, and I do understand what the concerns are. I do, we went through that 2-hour conversation of trying to work out which is the best account to use. At this moment, I think, don't you, Winnie? I think the best way is just to wait till we've got that full confirmation of exactly how we can move what assets to which accounts. At that point, we might understand which account would be better to use for you, James.
Yeah,
I meant to put this account under a Hyperverse account and didn't. So okay, I'll wait before doing it. I think at the moment it's probably a best idea just to wait, and then once we've got 100% idea of how this can work, then we'll look at the account. What do you reckon, Winnie? I think that's the best way forward, don't you?
Yeah. Also, I was going to say, I was talking to somebody who's a friend of mine who is the upline of your upline, I believe.
That's right.
In Hyperverse, and she's very happy to help you again. So she is there, and she's clued into Dalversal. And
Oh, I know. I know who you mean now. Yeah.
Yeah,
James,
so,
your
yeah.
upline's upline. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can talk about that later anyway. Yeah, on a
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't know who that is, James, go into your ticket. Go into your ticket, and I'll chat to you there. It's private and encrypted, and we will. I'll pass them details on to you in privacy. Okay. Great advice to just wait, Kev. Thank you. Absolutely, absolutely. I'll tell you now, guys, I'm not going to jump into the TFA immediately. I'm going to take it, day by day. And until I'm happy that I know fully where it's going to go and what's going to happen with it, I won't do anything with it. Okay. It's the only way to be. That's why I'm in the position I am today, where I've lost nothing from this platform. All I've done is gained and gained and gained. Now I'm hoping to be able to turn them gains into reality with the TFA. Yeah, no problem, James. So, okay, Young, let's just close the... I'm not closing the chat to you guys. I'm just closing it from my vision so that I can run through James's intermission again. It's time members saw his advert again. Sorry, not James, Young, that's right. So here's your intermission again, Young, if everybody's ready. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Sarah loved creating it, as she always does. And anybody interested in staking plots of land and whatnot that would like to support any of the Star-Lord pioneers, I'm not here just to get members to plot on my planet. No way. We're here to support everybody that's in the community, that make the effort to, come on the show, get engaged in the community. If we don't know you're there, guys, we can't help you, And Young came on. I noticed him at the bottom of that spreadsheet, with no plots on his land, and we went out and rescued the guy. It's about helping everybody just get that first rung of the ladder. Okay. And then that'll hopefully snowball as we go along. You've not heard the last of us, Young. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Have you enjoyed the experience?
Yes,
let people know what it's been like. Was it easy enough to join the studio tonight?
Yeah, just click a few buttons. You're there, really. And I think it's been quite good. It's been a good experience, and everyone's very friendly. Willing to help. So if anyone out there wants to join, it's pretty simple.
Absolutely. Many thanks for that. And like I say, it's been a pleasure having you on. Let's see how your planet evolves from now. I'll have a word with Buddykins later on. Let's see if we can get that video clip sent to you. So if you want to use that for your own promotional materials, that's a gift from us, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I think we'll wrap up the show for this evening. It's been an absolute blast. I've loved every minute of it. These shows keep going from strength to strength. Just another quick thing that I'd like to add before we wrap up. I don't know whether anybody saw my post earlier on, but for those of you guys that remember, I created a set of Bureau of Forefront NFTs. Okay. And I went in to OpenSea this afternoon to see what's happening, because they're only live for purchase for whatever you set them to. I think it's a month, 6 months or whatever. So I just logged in to make sure everything's running smoothly. And I noticed that there's 6 Bureau of Forefront number 24s for sale. And I'm like, hang on a minute, I only created 1 because they're unique. It's like Winnie got 1 and there's only ever 1 going to be available. That's the uniqueness of the NFT. But all of a sudden I searched and there were 6 number 24s and I'm like, what's going on here? Looked a bit closer and it turned out that number 24 had been cloned and some cheeky mayor was trying to sell it. Okay, 6 times. So I thought, right, I'm not having this. I contacted support from OpenSea. I gave them all the information of the collection. She made a bloody collection out of it as well. I couldn't believe it, yeah. She had stolen my banner. She had stolen my icon avatar and everything, and it looked genuine. When I clicked on it, I thought, hang on a minute, why have I created 6? And it wasn't until I looked at the owner and the wallet address, I was like, that's not even me. Okay. It took OpenSea 14 minutes to get that account destroyed. Okay. They took that account down within 14 minutes. I was over the moon with the way that they acted immediately on a copyright claim, basically. And I checked my account out and it has actually gone. In fact, it had gone before I had time to write the post out warning people, do not buy these NFTs. So like I say, you know, hats off to OpenSea. If you're anybody from OpenSea, you're watching this, hats off to you guys, because you've impressed me today. But be careful, guys, you know. The reason I did that was because we want to be promoting the NFTs next week within the show again. Make people aware that they're still there, they're still available to purchase. And don't forget, we've got another collection going from when we enter the metaverse. That's on sale now. There's 3 to that collection. So we'll do a little bit of a program entry. Cramping that hand again. Program entry next week, explaining what that's all about. Okay, so over to Meng. Have you got any last words before we call this meeting to a close, Meng?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're there now, mate.
Okay.
Are you,
Yep.
are you
Okay.
still with
Perfect.
us?
Yep, I am. Just having some, I don't know why I'm having some mic issues right now, but no, you know, the one thing I always let everybody know is just stay connected, stay educated, you know, just make sure you're doing your own research. And thanks to everybody that was able to join tonight. Other than that, take care.
Absolutely, Meng. It's important that people come and join. Like I say, join in the fun. Like Young said, it's easily done. If you don't want to join in the fun, make sure you comment on your YouTube or any of the channels that you're watching it from. And all of it goes towards helping to, you know, get this message out to the members worldwide. So over to you, Winnie. Would you like a couple of words for the last section before we wrap up?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for being here. And yeah, I wanted to encourage people to give feedback and to let us know if there's anything that you think should be happening or that you want or that we can pass on to our planet node managers. I was thinking about we could collect a list of things, requests that people want, basically, because I've been thinking about that. Just anything to do with the platform, to do with what information you need or the way you want it, and well, let us know. Feedback.
Community-driven platform. This is what it's about. Even the show, not only the metaverse, even the show is community-driven. We will mold to what the community would like to see. That's the key thing about this.
Yeah, absolutely. Great.
Okay, Winnie, many thanks for giving us your last words of the show. And Young, would you like a few last words as our special guest this week? It's been a blast having you on.
Yeah, just saying that thanks again for the experience and the intermission. It was had a great time here actually. Better than I thought before I started. I thought it might be wasn't what I expected. It's actually a lot better. So yeah,
Awesome.
brilliant.
Awesome.
Thank
Many
you.
thanks for that, Young. I'm pleased that's your experience, because even as the host or co-host, and Sarah often says this, behind the scenes, it can be a bit nervous coming onto screen and, talking your way through a show and whatnot. But once you get into the swing of it, it's quite comfortable and enjoyable. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I do. Definitely.
Awesome. It's been fantastic having you on tonight, Young. And like I say, enjoy the platform, and we'll hope to speak to you soon. Okay.
Yep. Great.
All right, guys. This brings it to the end of episode 4, Metaverse Masterminds. It's been an absolute hoot. I've loved it, every part of it. If any of you guys would like to join in any future shows, just hit me up on Discord, Telegram, or any other platforms that that we're on. Other than that, I've got a little bit of a verse to speak out to you on leaving you for the evening. Okay, so we've got Namaste out of trouble. Namaste safe out there. Until next time, bye-bye for now. Goodbye, everybody. You take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.